I smell the pizza.
What are you
And
doing?
it smelleth delicious.
Do you need to do a test recording? Just everybody.
Pretty sure he did a test recording earlier.
No, I have new methodologies. I don't need to do test recordings anymore because I'm able to visually monitor the audio output.
Audio visually monitored.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Audio
It's way better.
Visually authenticated.
My audio receptors are not the best anyway, so
Receptors. Righto.
yeah. So if it's all right with you, we probably need to be playing music out of your laptop because I can't do it through here. Now it did work the other day, but the Voodoo is Windows does not allow you to change Voodoo does not allow you to change like which basically like programs cannot be changed directly from one output device to another. Unfortunately. Actually, you know what? I want to say maybe I did see something about that. Yeah, okay, never mind. No, you can now. Okay, okay. I got it.
Yeah, the alternative I would suggest is
No, I figured it out. Sorry.
audio device.
A personal audio device?
Listen to your phone.
Oh, I see. No, well, this is okay. I think we're going to be fine.
Right.
Speech. So you gotta give him more credit than just punching things.
Very, very impromptu, and he and I were not expecting to do such a thing at the time, so it's not really like I was prepared to do anything.
Did Christine change her watch together user?
I am Cronton.
Crouton?
I'm Crouton.
Why aren't you Miss Giggles?
No, I heard Cronton.
Why am I not Miss Giggles? Because I felt like being Crouton today.
Alright, fair enough.
Hmm.
I have so many users in this watch together, man.
So now I have everybody's voices, but not music. Because I can't. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna have to play the audio through your system, I think. That's just what we're gonna have to do because it doesn't want to behave today. Yep, and we have music and audio now, and they're recording. So, I don't personally need the music a lot. I do listen to it and I enjoy it, but
You're terrible.
I can live without it if it's not super important. If you'd prefer just to stick with the current audio setup.
Austin
Okay.
needs his music.
Okay, so I can the recording get the music?
The recording can hear the music.
You can do Donnie Light. Get yourself a personal audio device. Stick it on your phone. Actually, your phone. Can your phone do watch it?
No. No. Well, unless there's an app, it might be.
Well. It's whatever you think.
Wow.
I would like to hear them. However you could.
Yeah. No, there's not a way.
We are missing Nicholas from watching together. I don't know if you're sharing, Christine.
No, I have headphones on.
I'm not in there yet.
Sure.
Man, why aren't you in there with your wife Crouton?
Roll 20 as well, of course.
Mainly because I'm a little bit busy with Warfare, which I will play as soon as we start.
Oh, did you
All
take
right.
your medicine?
No, I did not.
You need to do that now.
Yes, I do.
Quit bar. Go get medicine.
Did you follow another of Christine's suggestions?
You have a wireless device. Yes.
What are we testing?
We're trying to get Donnie to listen to music right now.
Gotcha.
But we'll be in a minute, guys. We're
Why haven't we set up like we did previously last Saturday? What was the goal this Saturday morning?
we didn't set up Saturday, but I wanted a better, which has fundamentally altered.
I could barely understand you. One, because you keep cutting out, you're not hitting the spot, and Donnie keeps echoing. So I'm just
Yeah,
gonna mute
it's-
him.
Yeah, give me a second.
That's like I said. I don't know if this setup is going to be that much better because there seems to be too many discrepancies. There's no music. You keep echoing on Donnie's phone, and then you cut out because you're not always on top of the spot.
Give me a
Question
second
is, Austin, did you get a recap together?
Kyle, not right now.
Okay, how's that?
Same.
You sound the same as earlier, but like I said, it depends on whether or not you move.
Okay,
I don't-
so the question is this good audio quality right here?
It is good audio quality, with the exception of Donnie's phone also giving me your voice.
Yeah, it's excellent.
So I'm getting double your voice.
Well, can you still hear it right now? You can still hear it through him.
We're getting an echo somewhere.
Okay, you're getting it somewhere. Where would you be getting it? Oh, I bet it's coming through. Do they have me muted right now?
No, you're not muted.
Okay.
See, I'm not seeing my audio lighting up right now, but it is when you're apparently getting the echo. I don't know where that's coming from. It's weird.
Yeah, he.
My voice is coming through your phone.
So it is still coming through your phone. Okay,
Yeah.
to my phone. All right, give me. So for some reason, it's not. Yeah. So when I put my earbud in, it doesn't let me just turn on the microphone, but also like export my audio. So let's. Can you just play their audio through your laptop?
Yeah. I mean, I have had.
Oh, you have earbuds in. Okay. Okay, here's what we'll do. Because the problem is your audio is coming through my phone. Oh, that's right. Okay.
Why don't you get an AirPod and hook it up to your desktop and listen to everything? I'll listen via my earbud.
I see. That makes sense.
That would fix a lot of it. And we wouldn't have to channel any audio at all to the TV or the phone.
Yeah. Well. Okay.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, because then...
Yeah, we would just have no external audio except for our own voice. That will still have some issues with your phone, but you'll need to mute.
I think I just disconnect my phone at that point. I disconnect my phone and then go only through the TV. Or through the desktop, yeah. Okay, hang on a second, y'all.
Okay, we're initiating final solution to the human condition. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect my phone.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to make sure that this is working.
I'll go ahead and disconnect him. There we go. No more echo.
No more echo. But now we need a Donnie voice.
I can unplug the laptop cooling pad if need be. Oh, nice. Yep. And you could even get your keyboard and push general. Okay, somebody say something.
Hi,
Something.
hi.
Hello, hello. Test, test. Somebody say something for me.
Hi.
Odd. Sec. Donnie, you're muted.
If Donnie's trying to say anything, we can't hear him.
I have achieved victory.
We should
Where's
be
Donnie
basically
currently?
ready to go.
Donnie's speaking.
Assuming you're not getting much of an echo. Worst case, Donnie goes to push to talk since he has a wireless keyboard.
Let's test that out. Donnie, activate your microphone.
Okay, Donnie. I'm gonna say some things. Are you guys picking me up on Donnie's end here? No echo?
But we
Hey,
also can't hear Donnie.
say something, Donnie.
I hear nothing.
So you need a different device. You have one. Okay.
We were hearing him earlier, but the problem is that there was also an echo. I don't know what
Yep.
he did.
That was on the phone.
No, on his desktop. This was on his desktop.
They were hearing you earlier, apparently, Donnie. I don't know what changed. Is the recording currently functional, Donnie? Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and expedite things real quick. Let Donnie do what he's doing in the background. If he is absolutely indisposed by the time it's time to get started, We'll give him a minute. Otherwise, we're just gonna go ahead and do the recap everything here.
Cool.
Mar.
Okay.
Nick is
Ben,
still not in roll 20.
Ben, sound off, buddy. Are you there? All good?
Nick is logging in right now.
I'm here.
Woo.
I see you've unmuted. I don't hear you though.
He said bull.
I said I'm here, but Kyle said something at the same time.
Huh. Oh, your user volume's down. Wonder how that happened. Okay, say
I
something
went
now.
off.
There we
Ah.
go. Ha ha ha.
It's just because I'm normally so loud.
That's right. Hey, Ben. They haven't given me a product key yet. When did they give me a product key?
I think they said within 24 hours or you should email them. So I would double check your junk folder and then
Yeah, good idea.
I'll
Cool.
find that post for you.
All right. I read something about that. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, unless somebody is strongly objecting, we're going to go ahead and roll for recap.
I'm gonna laugh if it lands on Donnie.
That would be really funny. That's me.
I'm gonna laugh if it doesn't land on Donnie. Ha!
City.
Throw
Give me
down-
that city.
just throw Dynastasis in the water.
That's right.
Liter- Sure, blame it on your ISP.
Rogan.
This has been a morning for quoting Age of Empires.
I heard
Yeah,
you from the back of Age of Empires, Donnie. I
heard
hear
that,
you.
Donnie.
You play
I
2
hear Donnie.
hours to die like this?
Donnie, is it working?
I think it is.
I hear him. Well, Austin speak.
No.
Austin speak.
Hi there.
No, I do not get an echo. Unless he's like shouting.
Speak louder, Austin.
Testing, 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 testing.
Yep.
Okay, got it towards the end there.
Right there at that volume, we hear you through Donnie's microphone.
Okay.
The recording hears all.
That's true. Poor Ton. Honestly, when it comes to your shenanigans with the audio, this stuff should have been done like an hour ago.
Well, we were set up exactly the same way we were last time, but I think including the new microphone messed everything up. Alright, I think we're good now.
Alright. The time is 4 hours past the stroke of midnight. You all slept to varying degrees this past night, barely acquiring the minimal amount of rest needed to stave off the effects of exhaustion. Recollect yourselves mentally. You'll have to do what you can to prepare your spells as the strategy meeting ensues. Time economy is now of the utmost concern, as in the winking hours of the morn, a small kobold knocks on each of your bunk rooms. As you awaken, some in a professional state of alertness, some still in a cold sweat from the strange dream they had the night prior, and some still blissfully complacent and unaware of the brutal conflict yet to come. You walk down the halls, seeing your companions meet side by side. Quirk, the kobold, informs you that meeting will be held in the Patriarch's room, in addition to strategy meeting. You walk across the vast deck of Io's crown, briefly walking out into the early morning air. A fine cloud of mist shapes the air around the crown. Specially designed torches seem to be warding away the mist, at least around the deck itself. But if conditions persist, visibility upon the waters will be quite low. Something may need to be done about it, if long-range combat is to be made. Even at this hour, a shift of Dragonborn, numbering at least in the 20s or 30s, mill about the deck, performing various tasks. You see them loading the various ballista and weapons of war upon the deck, moving ammunition in large crates, chemical supplies, potions. It is comforting to know that you have a veritable armory at your back into this conflict, though you may certainly need it. You walk near the stern of the ship, in the vast cabin situated kind of under the poop deck. Walking in, you see kind of the lobby / vestibule area that you saw Bale Nash and Quark in initially before. Now vacant of the two, save for a couple of Dragonborn guards flanking either side of the large double door, now open, inside of which you can see various figures milling about, barely visible from your current angle. Walking forward, you see surrounding the large table covered in maps markings of strategy, what appears to be a blueprint of Io's crown, silhouetted and complete with various markers upon which that would seem to be representing the various artillery pieces and units of infantry you saw slowly gathering on the deck as you walked forward. The time for preparation is now. Anubarak greets you. Good morning. It is good to see all of you up bright and early this morning. Refreshments. He points to a nearby table situated somewhat lower, maybe 1.5 feet off the ground, constantly kind of being monitored and refreshed by a couple of kobold attendants. You see lots of different food, but it is hardly a feast. It is a lot of pretty light, like lightly salted foods, some water, a smattering of what appears to be pretty weak wine. The soldiers among you would instantly recognize this as basically pre-battle rations. It is designed not to adversely affect stomach, to not force you to go to the bathroom that quickly. Nothing that would sit poorly for long periods of time. The Stormvards certainly know their stuff. Gathered around the table, you see Dorn, party leader of the Steel Tone, situated on couches, kind of in the background of the chamber. You see the various members of Steel Tone, Zivir, the kind of roguish tiefling. You see Enithar perched on kind of like a library-like balcony high up in the captain's quarters. You see Jib just kind of laying on one of the couches, grunting occasionally and seemingly imbibing some sort of salted meat. Dorn himself is at the table, and aside from that, you see one new face. You see a heavily armored figure with kind of a reddish plume erupting from their helm. It is a distinctly Leonic armor set. The figure is kind of dressed in this long, flowing cape. On its hip sits a rapier. I want those of you proficient in Arcana to go ahead and roll me a check, please.
Nope, definitely not.
32, 22. Yeah, both of you know, Telkar especially. It's really fine armor, and it sits unnaturally, almost organically upon the figure. Its hands move with a kind of weird dexterity that Telkar, it's kind of taken you years to even remotely emulate. And as you draw a little closer, this figure standing just a couple feet behind Dorn, you see a slight luminous glow coming from under the creature's visor, and you realize with a shock this creature is a Warforged. Warforged are very rare. With your 32 and 22 respectively, you know a lot of the history of Warforged. So Warforged are from the Great War. Some 800, 900 years ago, there was a certain individual named Arxes the Great. Arxes successfully unified the warring provinces of Severia, the human homeland to the northeast, and managed to successfully wage a worldwide conquest that saw him take over nearly all landmasses of note, excepting Lunos, which is what it was called at the time, the continent you guys know now as Mara. as Mara at the time was totally uncolonized and overrun by monsters, and of course the dwarven homeland of Calder, which he tried to great extents to conquer. He was in the middle of his campaign there when Arxes the Great finally, after a campaign of approximately 45 years, died of old age. Not before conquering all of Akraza, the Shattered Isles, Severia, and many other land masses, such as the North and South Pole, the Great Labyrinths therein. Attributing to his great success, Arxes was an artificer of no small skill, and he created the only known generation of Warforged to ever exist. Any Warforged that still exist are relics of a distant bygone age. They are either still active from that time, or they have been reset over and over so as to kind of maintain the integrity of their magical circuits and hardware. But yes, Warforged were originally used in this Great War. They're a rare sight indeed. The only known great presence of Warforged in the world is in the city of Arxes in Severia, which is kind of like a centrally located province, and it is basically run by Warforged, the last contingent of Arxes the Great, now kind of serve as stewards of the city. But yeah, this figure stands behind Dorn, Warforged. Interesting stuff. 32 Arcana. But yeah, you are all beckoned to the table. Dorn gives you a nod. Anub'arak gives you a nod. Sitting also at the table is the large Minotaur shipmaster known as Gaol, Gaol. He appears to be mulling over formations of troop movements along the deck, and kind of gives you a curt nod, barely recognizing your presence, obviously engrossed. Okay, so I am now going to show you the combat map, and you guys will be able to kind of consider where you will be starting, what preparations, if any, will be taking place, and you guys have 30 minutes to work through the statistics and preparations and strategy of the coming battle with Anub'arak and Gaol and everyone else present. Everybody ready?
Christine will be in just a minute.
Okay.
It's fine. Yeah, they'll just be able to get this.
Don't worry, I've been listening to this entire time. I'm on my way back to the computer.
Okay. Let me go ahead. Set this minutes. Okay, yeah, as you guys walk up to the table and see it arrayed in front of you, let the war game preparations commence here. Let me make sure nothing is visible that shouldn't be. I think we are good.
All right.
Donnie is giving us a lot of white noise right now.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, it's kind of bad.
It's really bad.
Weird.
Now it's fading.
How about now?
Yeah,
We're good?
for now. I think it's whenever you mute, your microphone's adjusting.
Yeah, I think it could have to do with the box fan over there. All right. So anyway, 30 minutes. So Dante would first like to explain to Anubarak. I'm not going to go through the role play because we're on time limit.
Yep.
But Dante would like to explain to Anubarak that he has had some prior encounters with this creature, and that he has familiarity with it. He'll explain that this is a creature that is extremely powerful. It was raised by the same master that raised Dante, and that I believe that I can draw it out of the water for at least for a brief couple of moments, and during which I will attempt to commune with the creature and suggest that it leave leave this continent as well as the Akrazan Isles alone. I do not anticipate that it will accept this measure, at which point I will give a signal that I will not mention at this present time, in part due to the psychic nature of this beast, at which point we will have a limited time window to open an opening volley at it. You will know the signal when you see it. So Dante will suggest that he start at the prow of the boat. This is where there is a boarding ramp, correct?
Yes, the large dragon head at the prow of the ship. Yep.
Okay, so Dante will suggest that he start there and attempt to draw the creature's primary body mass out of the water at the fore of the vessel. Thoughts on that from everybody?
Sam has abyssal type harpoons that can keep it from falling under the water, because that was something that was mentioned in Dorian's diary, was that it went too far down into the waters for them to be effective, especially when it comes to underwater charges.
Okay, so we might be able to lock it up above the boat. You mean?
I don't know about up above the boat, but we can at least keep it from going way too far down deep so that we can't even reach it.
What's more is that I came up and noticed, as with most vessels of this type, primary shooting abilities are on the sides, not on the front.
There's 2 harpoon shooters in the front.
Yeah, but then there's like 6 of these cannon things, and then another harpoon on the side. So like, I think we get more firepower from bringing it up on one or the other side rather than the prow.
I agree with that sentiment. However, the reason I'm thinking the prow is because that minimizes surface area that the creature can hit the boat with initially, and also it's going to be less likely to approach a situation where all of our guns are brought to bear immediately. There needs to be at least a little bit of a display of I don't want to say congeniality, but
So Anubarak, or actually Gale, would communicate this to you, that the only weapons capable of supporting a chain large enough to contain this creature would be the large stake launchers at the front of the ship.
So these guys?
Yeah.
so that does seem as if it would be good.
Yeah, quirk.
Excellent. All right then.
Before I forget, Dante would like to give to Telkar something that in his inventory. I will post it in chat. We can continue with preparations.
Okay.
So I'm thinking Telkar and Draji. Maybe you could be up near the front, near Dante, but within assisting distance, but not standing with Dante. Maybe in this area over here.
Well, if you're gonna be up here, like on this actual part, like I want to be within like 15 feet, or maybe 10 feet, maybe.
Okay, we can make that happen, I believe. And then
that would give you the aura boost that you need.
Yeah. And then Katralgrim and Sam, where do you guys think that you would be best served? Now there's a lot of boat here, and I am aware of its possible that we do not want to. It's possible that we do not want to.
Split.
Not split. Well, there's a double-sided edge to that, right? We could split up too much, or we could cluster up too much, right?
I think it's a matter of understanding the flow of the fight. Because sometimes clustering is good and it's effective in certain scenarios, but it can also be incredibly damaging in different scenarios. So it's just a matter of understanding where I need to put myself and trying to think ahead.
What I suggest is that, at the very least, Sam and Telkar spread ourselves, I guess you'd say horizontally, lengthwise, across the ship to deal with appendages that may try to grab the ship, because we can cause the most melee damage and control best that way.
Yeah, that's fair. I like that.
So basically, Sam will be on one side, Telkar will be on another, so that would mean Telkar wouldn't be over here defending Dante, would
No.
be going to put the Trogrim over here instead.
What I'm saying is the appendages are probably going to try to go what is in the orientation here vertically across the map.
Like this?
So one of us here-ish, one of us here-ish, something like that, in order to deal with the appendages as they crisscross. That's the idea, at least in my head.
Yeah.
And then we can run back and forth across the deck as necessary, but we start in spread out locations like that. What do you think, Telkar?
Ben. We are summoning
Ben.
Version of the PC. I think that makes a fair amount of sense. Telkar and Sam and Katrogrim in particular don't have a lot of ranged capability. So it makes sense until we have an idea of how do we take on this creature in melee. It makes sense for the three of us to kind of distribute ourselves to deal with any tentacles or borders or whatever else may come along.
Borders. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, borders definitely. Anubarak, what are these large cannons here in the back?
Yeah, he informs you that those are Akrazan flame belchers. They can effectively fire 2 times.
Oh.
They're composed of a 2-system firing mechanism that essentially throws out a layer of oil out onto the water and then lights it on fire. It is for escaping enemy pursuant is its primary function.
Gotcha. Dante loves
Any,
it.
Yeah, any vessel that would follow would catch flame.
Of course, there may also be creature following, so that's potentially useful, but also I'm not. We can have to. We might have to plan around it to make it effective somehow.
So the depth charges that we have, can those be made? I'm assuming that we can adjust depth with those. Can those be made to float? Like within reasonable time, right? Like not.
You could modify them to float, but they do not float naturally. They are designed to sink.
Okay, got it. All right. We can hold off on that for now. Okay, so speaking of depth charges, where do those get thrown overboard at? Anubarak.
Though that's your purview. He is stating to you he doesn't know much about the device.
Okay, so we can choose anywhere we want to throw charges overboard.
How many charges do you have?
Telkar, that was a Telkar job. Do you remember how many we have, Telkar?
I'm checking. 1 sec. I think 6.
And we'll need to know where the depth charges start out at, like where on the
6.
boat.
You had 6 of the lightning rods.
So you're referring to Dwarven thunder tubes, correct?
But
Yeah.
I thought the engineering of the depth charges was something that was separate, something that they did while they were waiting for Katralgrim and Draji to get back.
Yeah.
You did
Right.
rig up some kind of improvised explosives with one of the Dragonborn aboard the vessel. It's up to you whether to use them.
I don't know how many we made.
I want to say it was 3.
Okay.
Okay, so we have 3 of those and 6 thunder tubes.
Okay.
So,
Also, I'm going to be away from my character sheet for probably 20 minutes.
6.
let's position 2 depth charges.
Here, 1 second. I'll give you tokens to move around.
Okay. We could do 1 depth charge up at the front, just for right off the bat, trying to drop a depth charge on it if it goes underwater, and
Okay.
then maybe put 2 on the sides here.
So here are your thunder tubes.
Okay.
That should be. Actually, hold on 1 second. I'll make these controllable by everyone.
Guys, this is going to be a massive battle.
Yeah. My personal suggestion is 1 at the front, 1 on one side near the front, and 1 on one side near the back.
I like that.
6.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'll make some different boxes here for you. You can move those I just showed you to where you think is appropriate.
Oh, that's the thunder tubes. My bad.
By the way, Ben,
What? That was my name.
Donnie left a post in Roll20 for you to look at.
Okay, I'm not at Roll20 right now. Can you send it in Discord?
Yep.
Alright, we gotta run out on a quick errand. Oh, I'm on my phone.
There you go. I'm giving you the oil of the lightning ethereal. It's to be applied to your weapon when battle commences. It will make Gorsvor quite terrifying.
Dumb. Yes. Yum. Tasty snack.
We're gonna have some calamari today.
Let's see. Where does that leave us with? 1 more thunder tube.
I feel like that's more than 6. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 on the map. 9.
8 thunder tubes.
10.
No. Some of them are the depth charges. Some of them are thunder tubes.
Oh, Imperial Depth Charge. I see them now.
How do those thunder tubes work? Are they like bazookas?
They are capsules that you prime with an action, and then you can throw them.
Okay. So I imagine underwater they would be quite effective.
They have.
Are they-
They have double damage underwater. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Do they have like depth triggers, proximity triggers?
Mhm.
What kind of fuse
Yeah,
is?
part of priming them is you decide at what depth they sink to before exploding.
Okay, so they're depth charges as well.
Yes.
They're just
Effective.
better because we made them.
Yeah, for simplicity's sake, I'm going to say the improvised depth charges as well as the thunder tubes are effectively the same, but the improvised depth charges have inferior stat.
So Katralgrim,
Cool.
Katralgrim, you have a lot of action economy and you have a lot of speed, so you can be our Johnny on the spot with the thunder tubes.
I got a bow.
And you have a bow, so yeah. If you can
Only
focus,
got a few arrows for it, but I got a bow.
if you can try to focus on thunder tubes and running from tube to tube and launching these things at whatever seems best to you, but preferably the primary body mass of the creature. I think that would be a good strategy there.
The dragon will nod.
Sam, I'm not super familiar with your abilities at this point.
15-minute warning.
So
Goodness.
I'm not sure how to handle you as far as tactical is concerned.
Sam gives the bolt things that he got to the shooters at the front. Just putting that out there. Just gotta go ahead and give those off to them people with the things. Yes.
Austin, did you understand what he was saying?
I did not understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because Nick uses too many words instead of actually defining
I
a sentence.
give the bolt things to the people.
Not the bolt things. They're abyssal type harpoons. He's
Yeah.
giving them to the shooters up front at the prow.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Okay, so, and you have 2 of them?
It's the ones that he found when he was inside the vault. There wasn't an exact number given to us.
Okay, I'll go and say there's 2. Sure. Okay, so you are informed that you will be switching out the ammunition, and that can only be done on rest. So these things will be shooting the harpoons and nothing else. Is that all right?
Oh, I don't see why not. Can anyone think of any reason why not?
What type of ammunition is it now? Just a regular harpoon?
Yeah. Essentially, very high attack bonus.
I say
Projectile.
I say we go 1 and 1. We go, we give both harpoons to both sides, but we have them use the ammunition. Well, how long does it take to switch out the ammunition on these?
He just said that it's a rest.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, we have to decide now which one's doing what.
Okay. Improved depth charges, thunder tubes.
We have special ammunition. Let's switch to it.
Yeah, agreed. Let's switch one of them to it. You want to go heavy left side?
What if Danny breaks one?
That is the thing. So
Also,
let's go.
Can the ballista fire normal ammunition when it runs out of abyssal harpoons?
No,
Or does it just...
It's a harpoon attached to a long chain. So yeah, it's committed to the harpoon. Yeah.
Okay.
This is what we fire at them in the first volley. Fire at him in the first volley to try to keep him from sinking too low from us. So I say we give one to both and tell them both to shoot as soon as the signal is given.
Okay.
So
yeah.
we're sure to get a lock. Hopefully.
I think you're right. I think that is the best thing. We do have special ammunition, and yeah, we should use it. Give ourselves 2 shots at it. Yeah. I agree with this.
Okay, we need to move with alacrity. What else are we changing? Quick.
Hey, Anubarak, what do these things do?
What are you pointing at?
They look kind of like watches, but they're not. They look some kind of like.
Those are watches. Yes.
Oh wow.
Yep. They fire 3 large bolts in synchronicity.
Very cool. Okay. There's really not much we can do with that. I don't suppose we could put any of our special harpoons on that.
No, and you've used them.
Okay. All right. So those will just stay as is.
Okay. So 2 questions. You can choose where to deploy Steel Tone, and Anubarak is also taking suggestions on where his kind of elite unit should be. So that's these 2 units in the middle here.
Telkar, you want to go ahead and deploy yourself near the back mast? Or shall I?
Dante would prefer to have Telkar near him at the very beginning because he fully expects the creature to try and kill Dante. That's just because Telkar is the most likely. I mean, Draji's there, and Draji can certainly help, but Telkar can ward off all of the tentacles.
Okay, in that case, Sam will be near the back, so that Telkar can redistribute himself to front or middle as necessary after the fight starts.
Yeah, and then actually no. Yeah, okay. Telkar, if you could hang nearby on the bow, but then also assist with harpoons, so things can happen. I think Telkar would be best in the 4, right? In this area because he can assist with the equipment in protecting it. And then, as far as the elite units are concerned, let's put Anubarak's people in the middle section, so that they can defend these downward staircases that lead to the Innocents. You know,
So about where they are.
about where they are, maybe a little bit more spread out around. And then we'll move Steel Tome all the way to the rear to defend these cannons. How does that sound to y'all?
When you say the cannons, are you talking about the oil cannons?
Yeah.
I feel like we wouldn't see a whole lot of steel tone if we put them in the back.
Right. Well, the idea is somebody needs to be back here to defend these cannons, in case everything goes south and we need to flee. So somebody,
Okay.
I feel like somebody has to be back there.
That's fair. That's fair. I was underestimating the cannons, but you're right. If we need to flee, those are our lifeline.
I would probably recommend Anubrax guys towards the back, and I don't like the idea, like, they could be a little spread out and then have steel tone more in the center, because I feel like with a platinum rated adventure group, we would be better off having defenses there. And plus, if they stay together, they work better as a team. This is how they've survived, so they need to stay close to one another.
Okay. Yeah, I'm cool with that if y'all are.
I mean, Sam could go all the way to the back, so we could spread everyone else kind of in the middle.
So you want Sam to guard the cannons?
That'd be fine, I think.
Alright, so we'll have Sam guard the cannons. Do you want anyone with you? Anyone from Steel Tone? Anyone from the Elite Force?
Not especially. Also, Sam likes the idea of throwing fire too.
Let's give this party right here to Sam as like a contingent on his end. How does that sound?
Which party?
The Stormbards over here.
Ooh, I get a wizard.
Them?
Yeah.
Give that to Sam?
A wizard to Ashigaru,
Okay.
Aneta, and a Hinu.
And then these guys, is this another Elite Guard, Austin?
Yeah, that's a Nubrax crew.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's like if we can keep the parties at least relatively close to one another, like have one guard one side, have Steel Tone guard this side over here instead.
Okay. You want so Steel Tone, north side of the main deck here.
Yeah, just they go up there and then have them stay where they are, I guess, and just protect this side.
Yep. And yeah, Austin, if you can go ahead and move these guys over with Sam, I guess they're good right there. But you know, and then Katralgrim, we're going to
go ahead.
rely on you to run back and forth on the boat and tell everybody what's going on.
That sounds like a Katralgrim thing to do.
Communicate and firefight.
Yeah, because you have that the voice ability too.
That's also true.
very
He can yell across the ship, can't he?
Yep. Also,
This is
Ben's
not a
been
small ship.
communicating in Winterfall's chat, so he was like, not sure we need to defend the cannons. Why not use a reserve of less than Elite Dragonborn for that? What was the one survivor of the Logan's Vault? That was Kite, because Telka would have used downtime to get him a medal from the captain, a commendation for extreme bravery committed to duty under pressure.
Can
Kite.
someone teleport past the battlefield and drop me off and teleport? Okay. Once he secured.
Worked so well
Yeah.
last time.
Yeah, I agree with
Alright.
that. I agree with that very much. Who is manning? Who is actually piloting the ship?
The music.
Who is piloting the ship?
Yeah.
The helm is.
Who's a helmsman?
The helm is located actually very close to Sam. It's actually at the rear of the ship.
Just above the deck that the guns are on, I assume.
The helm is below you.
Oh, it's
Oh,
underneath
interesting.
It's underneath the deck. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
So we
Ah.
would need to protect that spot, especially since it's where the helmsman is.
Yeah. How do we communicate with them?
Katralgrim.
Well, like I mean,
I'm just kidding.
do we have to run down there and talk to them, or is there like a battle bridge on top near the cannons that you can speak to them through?
Tubes.
It feels like a very.
Tubes.
The helm can be easily conversed to from like anywhere relatively nearby where Sam is.
Okay.
And it's assumed the Kobold runners will relay any information within 1 round.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
We
Hey,
need.
quick question. Are these flame belchers? Are they on the top deck or are they on the lower?
They're on the top. Yeah.
Okay, I misunderstood. That's fine. All right.
You're good. Yeah. The none of the interior or lower decks of the ship have been rendered because that's just too much. It's such a
Okay.
huge ship.
Understandably. This is fine. I just misunderstood. Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, so Sam, if you see a fireball go off on the right-hand side of the ship in the air, we want you to bank hard right. If you see a fireball go off on the air on the left side, we want you to bank a hard left.
Do we
Okay.
want? Are
It
we
might-
burning third level spell slots for communication?
Exactly. That's what I'm wondering.
Well, it might not
We have
necessarily be a
signal
fireball. Some kind of fire spell.
firebolt?
Donnie, you went to great effort to get everyone in the party signal whistles.
This is also true.
That's true. That's true.
Oh.
And you're
Yes.
gonna waste a spell slot on a signal?
Well, okay. But the problem with that is if we need to bank left or right, we don't know. We don't have different tone
Tweet,
signal.
tweet,
Hey.
tweet, 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 tweet.
Quit the tweeting for a second. Austin did just say that you can assume that the kobolds will have your communication relayed within one was it one round?
Yeah, but the
Oh.
whistles presumably are immediate because speed of sound.
Not when there's an ocean.
All right, Sam. If you hear a signal whistle, it means bank hard in a direction of either way, of your discretion. How about that?
Dude, just one tweet means A, two tweets means B.
Okay, that works. All right, so one tweet, bank hard left. Two tweets, bank hard right.
Fine.
Tweet. All right.
Okay, quickly.
All right.
Quickly.
Anything else, guys? Are we missing anything else?
I think even out of all of the magical items that we have acquired, this is probably the best that we've got so far.
All right.
Draji can always use the stake of banishing and make this a problem for later.
Use the dagger of procrastination.
Use the dagger of procrastination.
Dante's
Drop
gonna-
dagger.
down on Vecna.
Using the dagger of we'll deal with it later.
Dante will take
Well-
out his signal whistle and hold it or put it around his neck.
If you think about it, the stake of banishing might actually be effective here because this isn't a creature from this realm.
Is it?
Well,
It's
it is
not.
though, isn't it? Because it came
It-
from.
No, it is. It's a creature from this realm. It's
It is?
Well,
it
it was
a-
being held in this room at the very least.
It's a creature common to the swamplands, but it's been
Modified.
Modified.
quite
Oh, okay.
All right, fair.
It was a swamp snack.
Yeah.
Okay. What else, guys? Do we have any provisions that we want to, any extra provisions of ours that we want to distribute to the team on board, or the Steel Tones, or anybody else, like extra healing potions, anything like that?
Quick point. Quick note.
We need to go through the healing potions that's been dispersed throughout the
Okay.
ship. Yeah, we need to grab that.
Guys, it has just occurred to me that using the dagger of procrastination might actually be a good idea.
Oh wow.
Because
We'll consider that.
because
later.
Dan
If it gets dire.
Dan will not be friendly to whatever we end up fighting later in the story.
That's a good
Oh
point.
my goodness.
Dan is not
if it gets-
will be hostile to anything.
We're
that
going on a
goes-
tangent. Come on,
If
come
it
on.
gets dire, then we
No,
can
no, no,
consider that.
no. This isn't a tangent. This is a genuine suggestion.
I know it's a genuine
Could we
suggestion,
use
but
the dagger
it's
of
causing everybody else to talk.
procrastination on Dan Dan?
So you guys have to the end of this song.
All
Right.
Go ahead and fashion a crossbow bolt with the edge as the dagger, and as a last resort, we can use it.
Okay, done.
All right, and then
Shorgrim
potions.
offers up the dagger.
Actually,
Used at this
quick-
turn of events.
Austin, I just want to confirm with my knowledge of magic items. Will the dagger of procrastination work as a dagger of procrastination if we tie it to a crossbow bolt?
You're not sure, but hopefully. Go and roll me Arcana check, real quick.
Can someone roll Arcana for me? I'm not quite home
He's
yet.
driving.
I'll do it. Yep.
Dante will assist.
I have high hopes. I got a 32 for my last
If it
Arcana
ends
check.
up being a problem, then we can always send
Yeah.
Draji.
You think it?
If it ends up
will?
becoming a problem, we could just send Kutrogrim.
I'll go ahead and have you roll intelligence plus proficiency here. Okay, 11. Yeah, you're able to fashion it to like a ramshackle arrow.
Cool.
All right. And then potions. Let's just assume DM. How many potions do we have to work with?
How many potions do you have to work with?
Yeah, there was like crates of potions and things. Can we take some healing potions and disperse them through the groups?
That's mostly for the troops. If you are taking that stuff, then you will be reducing healing capabilities of the crew. If that's what you want.
Gotcha.
Well, actually, Sam has 3 healing potions of various amounts on his person, as well as a cure poison potion.
Okay.
Well, let's make
Well,
sure
if you wanna-
everybody's carrying at least 1 potion.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Drudgy has her own potion.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Anything else? Quickly now.
And then yeah, Dante will need to take 1 potion from somebody else.
Take a potion from Sam.
All right, Sam, give me a potion, please.
Sam gives you a health potion of 2d4 plus 2 HP.
Thank you. Perfect. All right. I think we're good now, right, guys?
I mean, we won't know until we throw ourselves into the opponent.
Mm-hmm.
No plan survives contact with the
So
enemy.
we'll inform Anubarak that we're ready to go, and that just go ahead and take the boat out nice and easy. Don't make sudden motions, and take it out into the water. And once we get out like a certain amount of ways where we think there's just enough area for the creature to be able to inhabit, because it's a very large creature, the depths, Dante will do something.
He's gonna do something. So vague.
Do something. Yes. Vague.
He's gonna communicate with the creature with his brain?
Actually, no, he's got Mind Blade going, so he can't do that. Dante will summon Drebin and have Drebin sit on his shoulder.
Good, you're gonna put Drebin in harm's way.
Given how much we pay that bird, I think it's acceptable.
Alright, Tauntaun.
Okay.
He's got the bird on his shoulder. He's got a whistle around his neck. I think he's ready.
We still got time. This music is still going.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Doom!
Okay. As final preparations go underway, you each leave the captain's quarters, plan in your mind. You ingratiate yourself with the crew, quickly making acquaintances with your surrounding comrades, wherever you might be. Those of you at the prow find yourself in and around this large trebuchet-like object in the crew there, and all of which mostly is required to operate it. A large minotaur there who is accepting what appear to be large magical sphere-like ammunition from a string of kobolds and loads it onto the trebuchet. You watch them as they spool up the harpoon chain. The deck of the Io's Crown is eerily quiet, except for signal whistles from various bits of the crew, occasional yelling call-outs. But there's almost like a strange, almost reverential quiet in the air. From the direction of Steel Tone, you hear a voice not totally familiar to seemingly the Warforged, who is singing in kind of like a low baritone some song of perhaps traditionally triumphant and chivalric quality. It has like a hint of eeriness to it. Anubarak sits on the vessel, kobold runners coming to and fro, informing the situation. Katrogam, you are the one closest by. You see Bale Nash kind of towering over everyone else, including the Minotaur, lick his long, serrated blade, grinning wickedly as you see his eyes sort of dilate to something slightly more bestial, perhaps demonic. The Ashigaru lining the deck have finished loading the bolts, boxes of ammunition nearby, thunder tubes lined along the sides, arranged in such fashion as to be easily accessible and thrown overboard when the time comes. Symatris, you sit near the rear ship, the powerful rudder of Io's crown far below you, groaning as the sails thunder like the distant storm in the mist as you slowly pull out this alleyway between the massive manors of Dionysus and begin to make your way out to bay. The Ashigaru next to you, Symatris, appear to be loading some kind of alchemical substance into one hole, and a unlit stick of incense into another hole. A kobold nearby sits with an unlit torch, ready to be fuse man when the need arises. Dante, Draji, Telkar, you would be able to influence this to a degree. Is the prow open or closed?
It's going to be open to the extent that if Dante were going to be having a conversation with something just off the prow, it would be open. And also, Dante is not Dante is going to be allowing anything viewing to be able to see him. So open, I suppose.
Open. All right. It's the way the torsions of the chain function. It would be difficult to have like a partially opened or closed thing. That could be something Telkar could work on. But yeah, for the most part, it's a fairly binary decision.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, we'll say opened. You guys, approximately 80 or so feet above sea level. Looking down upon the wake traveling by you. The mist, a very slight degree of precipitation that is lightly soaking your clothing, non-magical clothing. In general, just kind of inviting a slight chill in the winter air. It is not pleasant this morning. It is wet and uncomfortable and difficult to see. Moments pass. The vast groaning and thundering of the sails being the only real company as you hear your own hearts thumping as the last of the buildings are left behind. The dock, flooded as it is, you see expertly the helmsman of Io's crown being signaled constantly by Kobold appear to be very narrowly avoiding a pair of docks that are kind of protruding to either side of the vessel. It's like you are fitting through the eye of a needle. How they got it in here in the first place is a mystery to you. Proceed out into the bay. 2 minutes go by. 3 minutes. There is but a few tiny illuminations from the few shelters that are still occupied in the city behind you that bear any habitation. They are the only signs that behind you is Dionysus. The waves begin to pick up as you're heading out to... Which sea is this? I believe it's Jero. The Eridani Sea. Okay. So, Dante, you are in a position, I would say, that could be rolling a perception check here. And you hear whistles and call-outs from the crow's nest, which are quite massive and tall, and appear to have a small squad attended to each.
Okay. Is the boat still moving forward, or has it stopped already?
Oh yeah, it's moving.
Okay, Dante.
And yeah.
Dante would kind of look back at Draji, and he would say, "I think we're deep enough now. Have them halt the ship." And then yeah, he'll also roll that perception check.
Okay. Call-outs are made to move to half sail, and then to no sail. And the great, almost like wing-like structures that thunder in the breeze are coiled up by various pulleys, kobolds maneuvering like acrobats along the lines and mast. Okay, 24 perception. I want you to roll that with disadvantage because it's missed.
Okay.
I should have said that initially.
So I'll just roll it again. I'll fail.
Oof.
Yeah, we never did do any sort of thinking about what we're gonna do with this mist. Whatever flame they have that's dismissing it from the ship, we might want to look into using that somehow, utilizing it.
Alright, so I'm assuming that Dante does not see anything with that natural fail.
Oh, yeah, 7. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
The mist is just it's consistently in your face.
Yeah,
you're squinting out. You can see little more than the outline of the teeth of the great dragon head in front of you.
Is it okay if Draji runs back to grab like a torch that dismisses the mist somehow and then hands it to Dante?
Dante would seeing you start to move, Dante would kind of look back and hold his hand up and say, "Let's not make any sudden motions." Dante is going
Let's not make any sudden motions, but
Dante is going to think back into his early childhood and remember the time he was called to go and fetch a book from the library in the tower, the Master's Tower, and he will remember running through and seeing what appeared to be this creature, but much smaller, living in a fish tank, just prior to it breaking out of the fish tank and escaping. And he would remember running up to the fish tank briefly and tapping on the glass.
So rude.
And he'll go ahead and take out the glass bottle that he went and found last night that was mentioned, and he will go ahead and take out the flask of the corrupted water that he has. He will pour the corrupted water into the glass bottle, give it a couple of shakes, and then using the tip of his rod, tap on the glass in the same rhythmic pattern that he did on the fish tank.
Ooh, that's interesting.
I heard that.
Uh-huh.
And then he'll wait just a few moments, and then he'll pour out the water over the edge of the teeth into the ocean.
Okay. It runs out. It runs out much unlike the honey-like viscosity. This is much more like water, perhaps even smoother. All in one long ribbon that leaves absolutely none behind, off the prow into the water far below. Trogum, you hear a whistle from high up above in the mainmast. A kobold runs down, saying something to Anubarak. Anubarak nods, says something to the kobold, and more kobolds disperse across the hall. One runs by you, Katralgrim. Wave. Kind of nervous. The rest of you are informed that a strange wave is approaching off of the starboard side.
Dante will. Is the kobold near Dante?
There's always a kobold near you.
Dante will lean down to the kobold and he'll say, almost in a whisper, "Tell everybody to make no sudden motions. We're just having a chat."
Okay. The slight momentum that Io's crown had, just from the sheer mass of it, comes to a sudden and dead stop. You all feel a sudden shift in G-forces.
You see Josh, you try to catch yourself on the inside of the prow. I think he knows we're here.
So nothing as yet, I suppose. Nothing surfaced above the water yet.
A few moments pass. You have time to do something.
Okay. Dante will go ahead and repeat the pattern on the glass. A little bit louder this time, so that anything below the waves can hear.
You remember vividly, which is odd for you. However, circumstances are revealing. You remember the tank, clouded. Remember the master telling you why. It was to imitate the environs of its habitation, the old swamps of Israel. There wasn't a bout of clear water to be found anywhere in that vast forest. And as you look down, the water appears eerily similar. Seawater, especially salt seawater, tends to be, to a degree, somewhat transparent, save for the roil and foam. Not something the Iridani Sea is known for. However, this appears to be filled with an almost mucousy substance from what you can see. It is viscous. This is probably what stopped the vessel. And from the depths, the mist parting just enough. A thrum of water. And then from the depth, just as you recall from your vision, a pair of brilliant blue, lightly luminous eyes gaze forth. The mist in the water is throwing off your depth perception. They must be very large. A ring of white static noise crackles across the synapses of everyone on board save Don. And then stops.
Dante will ask Drebin to call out in, I forget which language it was, but I believe we established a language for this creature either last session or the session before that.
It was
It-
always Abyssal.
Abyssal, that's it. Yeah, Dante will ask Drebin to call out in Abyssal. This is Dante Silverkin. Let us speak face to face.
Okay. Yeah, a dimly audible croaking from Drebin, that sounds. It sounds like it has throat cancer, but you know this is just the sounds of Abyssal. I want you to go ahead and roll me a persuasion check from Drebin with advantage.
Let's see. Drebin has a character sheet, right?
Yep, he has the Raven stat block. He has a charisma of -2.
Oh,
Oh, poor Dreb. All right. I'm just gonna roll twice and roll 20.
It's fine. Okay,
it's with advantage, so it's a 17, right?
it is the 17. Yeah, you get that kind of synaptic surge again. Everyone but Dante. It's almost like more of a pulse this time, as you're looking down into the water and the creature's eyes blink. And as it blinks, you think it must have inner eyelids or something, because its luminosity is just slightly reduced. It appears not to be obliging your ask to speak face to face. Though there is a certain degree of recognition, you believe it understood what your Raven Familiar spoke.
Okay. All right.
You might have to take off Mind Blank in order to be able to communicate with it. It sounds like it's a telepath.
Yeah, and it's not wanting to come out of the water either. Dante's gonna just kind of mildly glance over at the trebuchets that are flanking him. Are they able to aim that far down?
The harpoon launch.
Yeah.
Yes, they are mounted in such a way that they could be targeting a small schooner or lifeboat very near the ship's prow.
All right. And then how deep, how far away from Dante? Let me put it that way. How far away from Dante does he think the creature is?
Probably good. Well, at least 80 feet down,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe 20 or 30 feet out.
Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So like 100 feet we're looking at. Okay. Dante will ask Drebin to utter something else. He'll say, I understand that you have psychic abilities, and I ask you to grant me the fact that I don't trust you well enough to allow you into my mind. I wish to hear from your voice. In this way, I ask to parley with you.
Okay, roll me one more persuasion check with advantage.
Okay. Ah, terrible.
7.
Okay. The eyes seem to grow slightly faint as another ripple ventures through the water. It's sinking.
This is our window of opportunity if we want to activate.
You have one last opportunity to try and convince it to initiate diplomacy.
Okay.
Or you could take initiative and do something else.
Or you could just take off your mind blink.
Dante will say, okay, so Dante will ask Drebin to tell it one last thing. He'll say, tell it that I have news of the Master.
Well then.
Okay. Roll me one more persuasion check. I'll give you advantage +1 this time.
Alright. So I'm just going to give Drebin a -1 here. Come on, Drebin! Man!
Wow.
Wow.
Yep.
It's almost
Yeah.
like he's an abyssal creature that doesn't know how to speak to people.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, Drebin's croakings feel faint even as he is beside you. The raven is somewhat intimidated. In the great distance between you and the creature, the depths, it is not coming through well. The static for everyone else seems to pick up at intensity and then vanish as the creature's eyes vanish into the depths.
Dante will sigh and then say, "So be it. Let's get off the bow."
Okay.
We'll kind of calmly walk back over here.
Ben, are you home yet?
And Dante will tell the kobold, go ahead and inform everybody that whatever they see, they may fire at will.
I'm home. What's up?
You'll need to move your character token off the prow.
Yep, the kobold hurries to inform. Moments pass in eerie silence. You feel a thrum in the water, a lurching, and the vessel moves forward, carried by halted inertia. Nothing happens. A minute, 2 minutes pass. Dragonborn look uncertainly amongst themselves. Kobolds kind of nervously chitter to their hatchmates. Anubarak mutters something under his breath. It sounds like the creature does not wish to bite.
Raji is actually going to, in character, recommend that Dante let down his mind blank. Maybe you can connect with the creature then.
Yeah, I suppose it will need to. I suppose it will have to be done. Dante will go ahead and dismiss the mind blank. So
Okay.
he doesn't cast it again. I'm just saying he's dismissing it. and he will go ahead and reboard the prow.
And just for the sake of aura bonuses, I'm gonna make sure Draji's right next to him.
And then he'll tell the kobolds again, remove fire at will. I'll attempt one more time to commune with it. He'll give adequate time for the kobolds to relay the message, and then he will go ahead and have Drebin call out and say, well, okay, no, actually, he'll just pull out the bottle again.
Actually,
I want you to roll me a d20, Dante.
eight.
Nothing.
Try reaching out with your mind.
Arcanically, does that make any sense to Dante? Attempting to
Nope.
reach out.
You're not a psionic. You would like the most you could manage is kind of letting down mental defenses such that you'll be more susceptible to psionic influences, but you do not have the mean to reach out, as it were, necessarily.
All right.
If you had like telepathy or something to that effect, then maybe.
Does Dante think that a detect thoughts spell aimed at the water below would help? That's kind of stretching, but that's definitely stretching.
Let me.
What does that spell say about targeting?
Let's see.
Do you have to see them, or can you just be aware of them?
Yeah,
post
yes.
it real quick.
30. I would say, why don't you upcast that to 4th level and roll me an Arcana check?
Within 30 feet of you. Does that extend the range as well, I assume?
All right.
And the objective of this upcast 4th level detect thoughts will be to send out like a psionic ping.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to remove a 4th level spell slot. Dante casts it, and he will now.
DC 8.
DC what?
DC 18 Arcana check.
Oh wow. No advantage, right? Just normal.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
22.
Okay. You focus the magic, spending a 4th level spell slot as you channel the detect thoughts into a narrow band, not attempting to detect anything necessarily, but almost to send out psionic ping. A ping which is hopefully heard by creatures with a telepathic disposition. Moments pass. I want you to roll me another d20 with advantage.
Okay. 15.
Okay. Agonizing moments pass as you hear one of the Dragonborn Ashigaru mutter near you something about the insufferable waiting. As another pulse of a wave, and you see at greater depths than you saw before dimly lit eyes. They're warily appraising you.
Okay. Seeing the eyeballs, Draji's now going to cast Enhance Ability on Dante with equal splendor. If we're going to have a conversation with this thing. She's going to maintain concentration on that.
Okay. Yeah, Dante will think to it, and he will think.
Thunk.
I see you have grown.
In alien intonations that are more feeling than word, you receive a series of photographic images coming through. You feel yourself falling. The same air, the same smells. For a second, you are this creature. You are falling from the tower. And then, ice cold water, blessed water, washes over you. You are free. The current carries you. You find small prey. Feast upon. The first meal you've had in days. Current bends ever onward until the bottom you've been hugging for security falls away. You are somewhere deeper, bigger. You are in the boundless recesses of the ocean. It is infinitely terrifying, but it allows for infinite potential. And there is something within you now. Something that goes beyond the simple sustenance a base creature needs to survive. A deeper hunger. A hunger known to all wizards. Knowledge. Magic. You hear more than you heard before. Whispers. Distant conversation. You don't know what they're saying, but you know what they mean. Feelings transcribed into sound wave orations. They convey the knowledge you seek. And so you listen. Listen beneath the boundless waves, filling the void inside you. And as you do, you feel a proud star gazing down. The only light you care to appease, the only light that doesn't hurt. You know what this star is, Dante. The star that you cast into the sky. The great light that night shone as a beacon for all to see for miles. The star you set in motion. A new constellation burns. And you feel its allure too. It's still hungry. It wants more. It's almost full. You can tell at the edges of its consciousness, it wants nothing more to get as close as possible to you. Here. To be you, to consume you, to hear all you have to say. To be full. It is a feeling that you possess to a lesser extent. You have more control of your faculties. You are not bound by the mind of a beast, turned into whatever this is.
Dante.
How do you respond to these images, these feelings?
Dante will start in like manner with the experiences of his youth with the master, and then he will kind of show the fire that overtook the tower, and his own steps of survival following that fire, kind of explaining his half of the story, right? He'll also, mention like, in images, in feelings and images, he'll mention the existence of the contingency, and he'll also send the beast images of the. I believe he was specifically referring to the beacon that was the light in the sky that was shown after the combat in the what was that place? The tomb, the Dawnfield tomb.
The Well of Souls.
The Well of Souls. He'll go ahead and send that information over.
The creature rejoices. The light, seen so viscerally, seen so intimately, You are closer than it could ever get. That light now dwells within you. It wants it. You see it rising closer to the surface. You are now vaguely aware, in the back of your mind, your perceptive faculties still running. It is nearly surfaced, perhaps 10 feet below the surface. Yet still the mist and water conceals its true form.
Dante's going to walk towards the very tip of the prow. And he's going to hold out his hand to the water.
Okay.
Joshi does not like this movement. You hear?
Kayla, I want you to roll a persuasion check +1.
You get advantage because of Eagle Splendor.
Persuasion check +1.
There's no advantage?
Yeah, +1 advantage.
Oh!
Oh, advantage +1. Nice. Okay. Advantage.
Advantage.
Persuasion. Wow.
18. It rises from the water. 10 feet, 20 feet. You are vaguely aware that its carapace scaled hide is a near translucent blue. You see beneath its scales beating organs. No wonder this thing is so hard to detect underwater. Its eyes sharp, wide, that beady blue still concealed by the mist. It is massive. It extends up 60, 70 feet. And still you do not get the impression that it is in any way straining itself. The vast majority of its long, serpentine body chittering with strange crab-like phalanges.
How are his eyes looking? I believe it had an injured left eye last we met.
It appears to have made a full recovery so far as you can tell. Roll me an insight check.
15.
Okay. You see it twitches ever so lightly, a almost unnoticeable squint. It is almost upon you now. You can feel the residual misty heat rising off it. A strange, eerie sensation. The thing seems to writhe with magic. The weave, it crackles through the air, permeating with invisible, unhearable words, merely waiting for the utterance. What do you do?
How far away is it from Dante now?
Good 15 feet down.
And specifically, so quick question. Dante's going to be very careful about his thinking here. So he knows that the creature has ideas of what Dante is thinking because of the detect thought spell, right? So Dante is going to attempt to do this without so Dante's going to have two strategies. He's going to try and guard his mind so that the creature can't realize that this is happening before it's too late. And he's also going to send another message while he does this. And the message will be, I cannot give you what I want. Essentially, a feeling of that. Or I cannot give you what you want. And then Dante's gambit will be in full effect as he attempts, before the creature realizes what's happening, to subtle spell, disintegrate at 7th level on the good eye.
Okay.
Whoa.
Would you post subtle spell for me real quick?
Yes, sir. So, subtle spell costs a sorcery point, which Dante will go ahead and use, and it's the Meta Magic Adept feat. Okay, hold on. I'll post that. Subtle spell. When you cast a spell, you can spend 1 sorcery point to cast it without any somatic or verbal components.
Very cool.
So we're not trying to get a crab snake pet.
Not anymore, apparently.
Dante is fully aware that this creature would not make a good pet. You know, a pet that wants to eat you and has more than the capability of doing so. Can destroy entire nations to try and eat you.
Okay. I want you to go ahead and roll me a deception check with advantage.
Alright, here we go. Dante's Gambit. Oh!
Crit.
Yay!
The creature, enticed forward, does not sense the ever so subtle flux in the weave that you pluck on like the most well-versed of harpists. The force energies crackle along your hand as you reach one hand forward, the other hand reaches upward, and a lance of near clear black energy lances forth and strikes. Okay. I want everybody to roll for initiative.
Da, 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 da.
It's gonna be such a big battle.
Yeah.
By the way, Telkar would have applied the oil Dante gave him.
Nice. Ooh, doggy. I've been thinking about this for weeks, man. I have been trying to think about what the best way of doing this would be, and did not go the way I expected it, but it still ended up happening.
It usually never does.
So, was that the signal, or
Turn left, turn left!
Yeah,
Harpoons!
That's the signal. I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna realize that's the signal, assuming they can see it.
Big black and green. I can't even say words. Black and green ray of force just from the mouth of the dragon. From Dante's hand. Could probably hear the creature trill and screech, click violently.
what's the description of disintegrate again? Because I always thought of it as a beam.
I posted it.
Disintegrating ray springs from the point of view. Okay.
Yeah, it's a ray.
I'm a fire laser.
Okay, it's going to have disadvantage on this dexterity saving throw. But it is not surprised.
Unsurprising.
Unsurprisingly unsurprised.
Ooh.
Critical failure.
Fail.
Ooh.
Wow, that was a crit success deception followed by a crit fail dexterity check.
Yeah, I won't roll again.
Yeah.
Failed on the first one.
Alright, so it's going to be 10d6 plus 40 plus 3d6. So it's going to be 13d6 plus 40 force damage. 13d6 plus 40.
Gonna roll roll a d4.
And this is not evocation.
Got a 1.
I don't.
Haha.
Oh yes,
Uh,
this is an excellent start, guys.
It is tumbling, so it has been made prone.
Oh wow, weird.
But it's in the water.
And it is moved 5 feet in a direction determined by D8 or the DM. I'm going to say it's moved 5 feet away from the ship.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Harpoons now! Harpoons now!
Well, let's see. Where are they on the initiative? Are the harpoons the boat, or are the harpoons?
Harpoons is this right here.
Yes.
I mean,
Um,
on the initiative tracker.
All of these ship weapons go on what appears to be like the prow token. That's
Yeah.
on
Oh.
fire.
Oh, yo, that's smart.
Nice.
All right.
So that's 90 force damage on the creature's good eye.
90. Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, and according to the spell, a disintegrated creature. Okay, a creature targeted by the spell. If the target is a huge or larger object or creation of force, the spell disintegrates a 10-foot cube portion of it.
It's not an object or
Don't think
creation
it's
of force.
object or creation. of
Okay, never
force.
mind. Okay, I was thinking like it would disintegrate a big chunk of the creature. But okay,
No, it's not an object.
There's
It
a
just
lot of
says
damage then.
damaged.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the other option, what I've been wrestling with for like 2 weeks, is do I use disintegrate or do I try and use telekinesis and rip the eyeball out? But disintegrate was what I ended up choosing because I needed the concentration.
Yeah.
Okay, let me, sorry about this. The token's really, really big. I just need to make sure it's working correctly. Okay. Visible. There we go. Okay.
So who has a better dexterity between me and Symantris?
Who in Symantris?
There you go.
Oh, there he is.
This thing is huge, dude.
Katrogrim and Symantris.
Moving this back.
It's probably going to be control room. Dexterity. Yeah. 14, which gives me a 2.
So I guess the Katrogrim goes first, or we could rock paper scissors or something.
Oh, did we tie? Yeah, no. you
Yeah,
go
we tied.
first. Yeah, you definitely go first. I want you to go first as well. So
Why do you want me to go first?
because you got to run around, and I'd rather you run around before my turn than after my turn.
Okay, let me show you the first bit of missing hell, shall
Oh,
I?
that's
Dude.
Ah!
Oh, nice. That's a good chunk, Don.
Wicked.
excellent, guys.
Yeah, we
Excellent.
don't see the full health bar, y'all.
We don't get to. We're not even sure if this is not his second.
Okay. As Anubarak goes. So, Anubarak's squad. Anubarak has a special feature, so he is between him and Gale, they can essentially give an extra turn to the ship, but they forfeit their own squad's turn. So Anubarak and Gale are going to be commanding the ship to fire the harpoons.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Okay, here they go. Yeah, you hear the chains. They fire forth. This is going to be for the bottom harpoon. It's going to be a plus 15 to hit.
Nice.
It misses.
What?
Smashes into the sea.
I wonder if I can be drawn back in since it's on chain.
The second harpoon misses.
What?
What in the world?
Terrible.
People
Terrible.
have inspirations if you want to try and get this creature from going under the water.
How would this work? Oh, I'm at the back of the ship. I don't know if there's anything I can do.
Does Dante have an inspiration point? I don't think he does.
Telkar has one. I think
Sam
Sam
does.
has one.
Yep.
Control room has one.
Oh, I had no idea
Telkar has
Telkar had one. Telkar would totally use one. He's right here.
Telkar has one because of your roleplay.
He would like, you know the scene with Legolas and Gimli in Return of the King, where he hits Legolas's bow so that he hits the helmsman instead of firing a warning shot. Telkar does that, but to the harpoon launcher. Just like the instant they're about to fire, he knocks the back of it, so it butts
Okay, so
over a couple inches.
So you're granting this harpoon, the Southern Harpoon, inspiration on its attack roll.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, all right. It's going again.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right. As you nudge him, the harpoon launcher is kind of flung to the side a little bit as he's shoved against one of the railings there. And it actually flies true and connects with a bit of the long serpentine length of the creature underwater.
Nice.
The Ashigaru quickly ram a lever down with all the strength they can muster, and the chain begins to grow taut. Okay.
We've got him.
So now, Dandan is going to be making me a strength saving throw, as it's his go next. It's pretty decent at these.
Oh, imagine.
DC 20. It is unable to descend further. It is locked at its current bearing.
Nice, nice.
Okay, so the left one is hooked. That means that we could swerve left and aim more guns at it. Or swerve right, sorry, and aim more guns at it if we wanted
Swerve
to.
left and just drag him around in the water.
Swerve, well, yeah. We want to swerve right so we can aim more guns at him. You know what? I'm metaing. That would be if someone tells Sam that that's the case. Also, death charges. Don't forget those. Of course, we don't get those.
By the way, Austin, if you could move Katrogrim up, since Sam and Katrogrim tied, and Sam would rather have Katrogrim go first.
Sure.
Thanks.
There you
Guys.
All right, is
Okay.
that his go? What else? What else we got?
go. Dandan's got a lot going on. So,
Yeah, Dan's got a lot going on.
the first thing you feel is another thrum of the ocean as the water begins to solidify and become more viscous. And Donnie, you're getting an echo from me.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
sorry.
Push to talk,
Okay, yeah, push to talk. That's right.
Okay.
especially in combat.
Yep. Okay, we're good.
And so it begins. As you feel a crackle in the weave, Dante, as you're leaning out over the great beast, you glance up to see a tiny sliver of the mist part
Can Dante counterspell?
to reveal a distant constellation. You're going to be rolling me an Arcana check to determine what spell it is, as this creature is concealed by many means.
Got it. Just straight Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
Ha!
Oh,
Man, Dante's got the crits tonight or today.
Ah!
Dante, you needed a 30 or higher.
Wow.
Ah!
Give me 1 second as I fetch the statistics of this spell.
I did not expect to have to. That's great. Oh man. There.
The first thing you note is a differing in the air, a hint of pure air coupled with ionization. Conjuration is at play on a magnitude you have never witnessed before. This is 9th level conjuration.
Wow.
As you behold a storm of vengeance beginning to form above Io's crown.
Oh no.
I'm going to go ahead and let you
That's a bad spell.
That's a very terrifying spell.
If there is one skill check you should expect this party to always pass, it's Arcana. We are really good at that.
So, if I'm reading Counterspell correctly, it doesn't, since this is a 9th level spell, right? So it does not matter if Dante casts Counterspell at higher levels here, because he cannot contest a 9th level spell. So he's going
Except
to have to
with
cast
another 9th level spell.
Right. So he's going to have to cast Counterspell at 3rd level, assuming this is possible for him to do.
You can attempt it.
All right. Yeah. Dante's totally attempting it. Counterspell 3rd level.
DC equals
19.
10 plus spell's level.
DC 19, Dante.
Roll
Straight
that.
Arcana
Roll that.
check here.
No, this is an intelligence check.
Not good, huh?
Not a save, a check.
Is Dante getting any bonuses from Draji for intelligence checks here?
Nope,
If-
just saves from her.
Just saves. I inspire you to survive.
No dice.
No dice.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
Inspiration.
Katrana?
I'd love to, but I'm all at the back.
Chargum's all the way in the middle. Can
Does it
I
have to
Chargum-
be
can
relevant that we're
Chargum-
close to one another?
I assume that it either has to be relative proximity or have some kind of relevant connection to what's going on. And Sam is not magical.
Not necessarily. It's purely meta narrative. Your collective party luck or favor at the moment.
In that
Chargum
case,
spends his.
oh, okay.
Alright, Donnie.
All right. Another intelligence check. DC 19.
Gotta roll a 14 or higher.
Not high enough.
That's not what I meant, Donnie.
Kind of tempted, because that is a nasty storm
It's
of vengeance.
very
This is a very nasty storm.
That's a lot of passive damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what? Let's spend it.
Alright,
One
Sam is
more.
spending his. One more, Donnie, come on. 20!
Thank you, Sam.
Nice. What level are you casting Counterspell at?
3rd.
Level 3. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter beyond. So if it's not equal to the same spell's level, the same effects occur.
Right. Yeah. You reach out, and a flicker in the starlight. Your counterspell fails.
Wow.
Dandon counterspell is your counterspell at 5th level.
Oh.
Oh! Do you counterspell the counterspell?
Donnie!
I don't believe I can I?
No,
The-
you've already spent your
You've already
reaction.
spent your reaction. The only one
Ah!
on board, there are 2 people with counterspells, and they cannot see Dandon right now.
Got it.
They're not
Understood.
nearly close enough.
Yep.
We burnt all that inspiration too.
It was a good
What?
effort.
It was a struggle.
We burnt a 5th level counterspell.
As you feel like all of the light that you felt in that moment abandons you and goes to Dandon, the eyes glow a little brighter as the storm is born. I want all of you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Now, at this, Donnie, you can get your +5 bonus.
25 for Chargum.
14, or no, it's 19 for. Wait, where's mine? 19, yeah, okay.
19 for Dante.
14 for Dante, 19 for Sam.
He didn't add the +5
19.
from.
Oh, my bad.
That's an 8. Is where's Telkar in all of this mess?
Telkar, if there's a time to be indomitable, this might be it. Just a suggestion.
Well, He's just deafened for 5 minutes. That's fine, right?
Funny.
Nice. Okay, so Dante gets a +5. So he has a 19. So all of you succeed. So, I will be rolling for each type of creature on board. So first off, this is going to be for the Stormvard Ashigaru, the rank and file Dragonborn. They're reasonably good at Constitution. They're going to be getting a +3. They succeed.
Austin,
Yes.
if Sam were to yell really loud in the midst of all of this chaos that's happening right now, how many of the people, how far up the ship could he be heard by all of the peoples? His voice directly.
You would roll me a charisma check, but in these growing storm conditions, your voice would reach about mid-minute.
I'm thinking about attempting to use commanding presence, which might affect their checks if you allowed it to. But if you don't think that's relevant, then I won't bother.
Could you post the ability for me?
Okay, so I can use a superiority die. I think it's on bonus action, so that might actually have to be on my turn.
Yeah, if it's a bonus action, it's on your
Yeah. Never mind then.
Okay,
Nice thought.
this is for a Minotaur. Minotaur are pretty good at con. Tar. Fail. It's for the kobolds. Kobolds are among the most puny creatures to exist in the humanoid form. They fail.
There goes all of our couriers.
Okay.
Actually, no, they might survive.
And then all of the special units are going to roll on one collective plus.
They can come in and out of shifts.
Yeah, you've moved away from this microphone spot.
Microphone spot.
Apologies. We get a +7. All right. So 2d6.
Nope.
Uh-oh. Every single kobold is dead.
Are you serious?
Every single kobold explodes.
A cascade of thunderous energies descends in a wave, smashing kobolds to the ground. They are bloody pulps. Anyone who fails is deafened. I don't think anybody who... Let's see here. Oh, the Minotaur are deafened. They take 2d6. Great.
They did not protect their mammalian ears.
That's right.
Drushy's cult is dead. now.
Okay. That's Dandon's go. Go ahead, Dante.
Quick
Go
question,
ahead,
Austin.
Dante.
Is that all the kobold above deck, or is it all the kobold?
We do not know.
You can't see below deck.
All right. Object interaction. Dante's going to take the signal whistle out and blow as hard as he can 2 tweets.
That's the right turn. Got it.
And then
Okay.
he's going to the creature's still above water, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Dante's going to go ahead and cast a 6th level disintegrate spell at Dandan.
Okay. Dandon burns a legendary action. There is a shift in the starlight. I need you to roll me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Wait. Question. What time of day is this?
It's the morning.
It's taking a minute to roll the dice. Okay, there we go. 18.
You succeed. The light goes to you.
What does that mean?
your spell succeeds. Dandan is going to be rolling a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage because he is immobilized. So 2d20 plus 5. That's going to be a 14 versus your spell save DC, which is 18. Fails. Roll damage on disintegrate.
Whew.
Let's just chunk this thing down, boys.
77.
All right, man.
All right, and then Dante's going to beat feet, and we're going to retreat back towards the thunder tubes and the depth charges off of the edge.
Okay. You're well within the reach of Danda, but he has burned his reaction.
Mm.
You're moving, Draji.
My bad. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to get there. And Dante's movement speed is 30, so he'll go ahead and take one more step off the edge of the prow.
Why don't you move towards one of the things that you could dump overboard? Add it. Next turn.
Hey, DM, is this a legal move?
You can move there. You move there. That's fine.
All right, yeah, he'll move there. And then that is Dante's turn.
Okay. Bale Nash. Yes! Grows in size.
He's a big dude. He just got bigger.
Goodness.
He got mad.
We need to get this guy to climb down the chain and start beating on Jason.
Petrogam, here go.
Okay. Katrogrim takes out the Bow of Arcfrost immediately. And as he is moving, he has 55 movement speed. He's not going to activate. Actually, he is. He's gonna summon the Visage in Arms.
Yep.
He will not have an explosion of damage or anything from summoning the arms. Would this be considered under a night sky, or is this still just considered morning?
Early morn.
What is the
There
time?
is a certain constellation in the sky, though. I'll give it to you.
Ooh.
Delicious. Katrogrim, as he is moving, knocks not one but 2 arrows of Ilmater.
Nice. Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20. At this point, he loses one of them, as he condemns Dandan to oblivion.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh.
Now you're gonna be rolling me a dexterity check prior to this because
Of the
this
storm.
typically only works with goose feathered arrows.
Fair. A dexterity check.
We're gonna make it DC 18.
Oh, what is with us
Very
today?
nice.
Nice. Within sight. I'm not sure you can actually see him though. He is below the ship, and there's many decks between you and him. I should have read that before you rolled.
Oh, it is
I-
within sight, isn't it? That is fair. I mean, if I don't get the action, I might as well just shoot.
Yeah, you could dash or whatever you like to do here.
Mhm.
We got a crit though.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's rough.
So I've moved 20 so far. He has two arrows of Ilmater at the ready for attacks. So 20, 25,
I would like to
30.
advocate to the DM that because
5.
the action wasn't clear, we allow Katrogrim to bank the crit for his next action or ability. Is that fair?
No, it's not.
Uh,
it was an
It's
invalid
fair. It's
action.
fair. It's fair for us.
Yeah, it's fair for you, maybe.
If I move to this square, Austin, do I spend the 10 movement just to move to like this square to go up, or is that 5 feet to move onto the stairs and then another 10 feet?
Yeah, yeah, you have to be on the stairs. Yeah, so 5 feet to move
So
onto this
30.
square, and then yeah, you'd be going that way. But it is stairs. It's not
35,
reducing your movement or anything.
45.
You're walking up. Yeah.
So that's 45 movement.
Yep.
50, 55. To hold his action, he's going to spend a key point and step with the wind for a dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 45.
Mm-hmm.
Speed, little boy. 50, 55. He's not at the edge. Dan is still not visible from this angle, is he?
Not quite. He is below the ship. You're getting close. If you're within 5 feet of a railing, I'd say you could see him.
I'm gonna skip back 10 feet with that information. He can actually reach a railing right over here.
Quirk is
Just
not dead, by
barely.
the way. He rolled with the special characters.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yeah.
How does here look? I essentially moved him back to the top of the stairs, which was at 45 feet of movement spent, and I moved him towards the railing.
Yep. I would say if you lean, you can see below the kind of harpoon parapet here. Yeah, you'll be able to see the edge of Dandan's tail or some phalangic appendage. I would say he has half cover.
Do I condemn or do I condemn or do I shoot?
Do I stay or do I go?
Well, I could have peregrinated anyway. If the constellation shows. Which doesn't require sight. Oh well, I'm already here. Oh well, I'm already here.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
So he leans over the edge. Rhyme just like building up his forearm and across the arrows himself. He pulls back and shoots twice.
Okay.
Is one of those going to be condemnation or not?
No, because combination requires an action, and he's more interested in shooting at the moment. If he couldn't make it up here, he would have used his action to condemn it to make sure his next strike was unerring.
Okay.
But they are going to be peregrinations. So they're not going to explode, but they are going to strike directly. Or attempt to strike directly.
Okay. Again, these are typically goose feather arrows. Go ahead and roll me a dex check for both of those.
That's also again fair. For both?
Yep.
That's a 9.
Fail.
That's
Fail.
7.
Oh.
Okay, so the arrows will be kind of broken down and exploded as normal.
Which means I don't reach Dan.
Yeah, what's the range of that?
40 feet is the shatter shot range.
Just barely out of range. Dandan's 10 feet down.
And with it, I could do it at disadvantage for at a further 40 feet.
You'd be within range there. You want to disadvantage these attacks?
And to add, there's no range penalty. I don't know much about ranged attacks, but
If it's at further than the normal range, it's a disadvantage. I mean, I've already shot, so
Yep, go ahead and roll those at disadvantage.
because he didn't know that they were gonna shatter.
Right.
But I do still get the peregrination bonus as well as the damage bonus from the arrows. Correct?
No, you don't. You don't get the bonus for peregrination. Peregrination failed.
Well, I am trying, guys.
Where is this?
That's a 17. I'm sure that misses. Uh, 25. 25 hit.
Play this for now. I have a different soundtrack. We'll get to in a moment. Okay, 17 misses. 25 will be hitting. And it is with the effects of the Arrow of Ilmater. Nice.
That is a grand total of 17 whole damage. 4 necrotic, 1 cold.
Okay. Now the Arrows of Ilmater. I don't think it rolls a check. I think if it gets hit by the arrow, it can't regain HP for a round. Yeah. Cool. 17 damage. Very nice.
I don't remember what all that. Oh, you sent it to me, didn't you?
Yeah, can't regain HP. It does a little necrotic. Okay. So there are your arrows. Kashong, that's your go, yes?
That'll be Kachorgum's go, yes. He will
Okay.
silently curse himself as he realizes that this was probably not his best idea.
Okay, so Mattress, go. How are we doing on time, Ben?
I can go a little longer, yeah.
Okay.
Probably a round.
Cool.
I'm back.
Sorry, I had my computer open so you could hear.
Yeah, okay. There's not a lot I can do from back here. I was thinking about either using Commanding Presence or
You're supposed to give the command to turn.
yeah. I mean, I assume that's not going to be my
Points
action.
are on here.
I hope. In order to make a investigation or insight check on the enemy, I'd have to see them, correct? I mean, that makes sense. Alas. Okay, well, first off, I will go ahead and give the command to turn. There's the signal, bank right.
Okay, sure.
Let's see. I don't have any projectiles that would work from here. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to do. Does anyone have any suggestions on what I could do quickly? Because I couldn't do the thing that I thought I could do. Alas.
Preemptively spew some oil into the ocean.
Well, we want to spew it in a location that's actually going to be useful. If we just spew it, then it's just going to be where it is.
I think it's fair that if you don't feel like you have much to do, you can just save your actions for not save your actions, but like get ready in action or something.
Prepare them. Yeah.
Okay. Can I prepare to fire my Orkhorn crossbow at Dandan if he comes into sight since we're turning?
Yep, so that is your reaction and your main action. Prepare that action.
Yes. I can't prepare my bonus action. That's fine. Anyway, yep, that's gonna be my thing then.
Cool.
I'm done.
This dude.
Okay. Alright, the Magi squad, which is down a... Actually, it's not down that Cobra, because that was in special characters.
Concentration checks on Dan.
Yeah, I've been rolling them.
Did the storm go away because of 77 force damage?
It has not been.
Actually, there is a question about that. Storm of Vengeance is a concentration spell. Would he have had?
Yes,
So
it is.
that's a DC 38 cat. DC 38.
I mean, he
Mhm.
is.
I was gonna say it made a DC 38 con save.
He is an abyssal.
That would be a
creature.
legend. That would be a legendary resistance.
Right.
Okay. The Magi's party is going to hold action. They've been instructed to remain here, protect the helm, among other things. So they're going to pass. Draji.
So this thing is above water right now, and it's only 10 feet below her? Or is it more than that?
Yeah, it's 10 feet below you.
Okay. Is it like... The picture shows it being immersed in water. Is it completely exposed?
The picture is more representative of the at all times kind of hyper vague physical appearance it has, is always kind of shrouded in mist or water. But it is out of the water, at least a good part of it.
Okay. I think you guys know what it is that I'm planning.
Naturally, it's what you do every fight.
Every fight, I just go Nova and I whack it with my sword.
Yep.
Which is fair. But, I mean, alright, so, my action is this, Tauntaun. Are you ready for me to do it again?
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it. Alright. Bye-bye. So she ends concentration on the Splendor, the Eagle Splendor on Dante, since negotiations are gone, and then focuses on haste instead. Taking
Nice.
away a level
Yep.
3 spell slot,
Mm-hmm.
as she does.
World seems to slow down around you.
Correct.
Dante has a sudden burst of social anxiety.
That's right.
He feels insecure
Yeah.
with himself. And of course, Radiant Soul. She will thusly summon her ethereal visage. And
Yeah.
now she has a fly speed. And let's see. I think I'm also going to do a Channel Divinity. So I have Legendary Strike and Peerless Athlete. Something tells me... Like, I never really use Legendary Strike, which is always such a shame, because I think it's pretty cool. But Peerless Athlete probably might be better in this situation. So I'm going to focus on Peerless Athlete.
Okay.
Alright.
You have advantage on athletics and acrobatics. Cool.
Yep, you can use your Channel Divinity to augment your athleticism with Divine Favor. As a bonus action,
Mhm.
you can advantage on all strengths and dexterity acrobatics.
I'm going to suggest that you reconsider. Wait. Legendary Strike does critical on 19 and 20. Is that all it does?
Yeah,
One
for 1
second.
minute, my weapon
Oh,
scores a critical on 19 or 20. So instead of a 20, if I roll a 19, I get a crit.
I read guide your attacks, and I was hoping that it would increase your accuracy. Okay, well, go ahead.
Yeah, but I think athletics, getting advantage on athletics and acrobatics is going to be more useful here.
All right.
And she is going to shoot from the dragon's mouth. Igniting
for
her
it.
blade, and she's going to go whack this dude in the face.
You got it. Go for it.
Doing it. So, I can only swing twice. Doing one-handed.
Yeah. Are you flying?
Yes, she's flying.
Oh, okay. I missed that part. Go ahead.
Alright. And that was a crit fail.
Woof.
I'm gonna have to roll a d4 for that, aren't I?
Yes.
For the fail. It's a 3.
Yes, go ahead and roll a d4.
Done.
Alright. So, let's go ahead and get the first swing in, the first damage. So, of course, there is Improved Divine Smite, which happens naturally, along with the Radiant Soul damage. And because I can, I'm just gonna put a level 4 smite in there. And I'm gonna click that. So that's the first swing damage. I'm gonna go ahead and calculate that real quick.
Okay, your 24 hits. You got a 3. Your 3 was on your second attack, so the
the
first one
fir-
will not be affected by this, but you are now off balance. You receive disadvantage on all attacks you make until the end of your next turn.
Okay, so the first swing does 46 radiant damage.
Nice.
And I'm assuming the 13 misses.
Definitely misses. You said 46?
Yeah,
Nice.
46 radiant. And you said I get disadvantage on my next attacks?
Mm-hmm.
So when you say stumbling, does it even include things like spells?
Off balance is disadvantage on attacks.
So that's all attacks, including spell attacks.
Yes.
Gotcha. Alright. And that might not be good to float over the water, so since he burned a reaction, she's gonna land back on the prow.
Cool.
And that will end her turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, Dan is going to be burning 2 legendary action to cast a spell.
Is Dante capable? Is Dante able to counterspell?
See. Would you post counterspell for me real quick? I want to know if range is
60 feet. Counter spells
60?
within 60
Within
feet.
60 feet. Yeah.
Yep.
And plus, you have to be
you're-
able to see the target.
You're at the railing, so you can see it. Go ahead
It is within 60 feet.
and decide on the level of your counterspell.
Dante's not holding back. Level 5. That's as high as he can go.
Level 5.
With
Mm-hmm. Okay, 4th level or higher. Less than or equal to. This is a 5th level spell. You did well. As that surge of white noise in the back of your heads suddenly grows very, very intense in and around the prow. And for the briefest moment, you see all of the Ashigaru, yourself, Draji, all of you are holding your heads for a second as you weave your countersign. The enchantment is undone. Roll me an Arcana check. Okay. You know you just avoided a certain spell called Synaptic Static.
Oh,
That would have been bad.
That would have done 8d6 psychic damage and messed you guys
Darned.
up if you failed your con saves.
Int saves. Int saves, con saves.
Oh, yeah, that would be. And initially it would be, yes. Okay. All right, that's Draji's go. Telkar.
Let's see. Okay. Someone tell me that enlarging myself and jumping on top of Dan Dan is a bad idea. Because I want to enlarge myself and jump on top of Dan Dan.
so I think that enlarging yourself and jumping onto the chain that's holding Dan Dan and holding onto the chain instead of Dan Dan is a good idea.
Done.
Okay, Dwarf Legolas.
Yeah, Telkar casts enlarge.
You got it, man. Let me grab your token. There you
I was
are.
gonna say. Aha! And then I guess he'll just Misty Step to. Or no, he can't cast 2 spells. So yeah, he'll just climb along the chain.
I was in.
Wow. Large Gores of War.
Yeah.
Large Gorsvor with light oil of the lightning ethereal on it.
Everyone
Yep.
gets extra damage.
Can he climb all the way to Dan Dan right now?
Can you climb?
Along the chain?
Oh, we'll just slide down it.
Oh. You can try. Roll me an acrobatics. You're actually decent at those, as a dwarf would uncharacteristically be. 13. You don't fall, but you grasp onto the chain a little precariously. You're not able to make any headway.
So I'm like out there. Okay, that's fine.
You can just barely reach if you strain your biceps one-handed to kind of lance down and try to clip a bit of its tail with your halberd.
Well, that's okay. I'll just take my defensive stance.
Now, your halberd is a two-handed weapon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Non-versatile? Okay, so you can't actually use it.
No, is it versatile? Let me
I thought it was
check.
versatile.
Here's a thought.
Let me double check.
What? You've made it versatile for him.
I know it's finesse.
Oh, finesse, yeah.
No. Well, it's not in the attacks. It's going to be in the inventory.
I thought-
Or
I feel
on
like
either side and slide down the chain.
I feel like it ought to be.
So hang on.
It
I
is
believe we
versatile.
talked about.
Yep.
I believe. Yeah. Because we talked about halberds, and I was insistent that they must be versatile because that's how they are in real life.
This halberd is not versatile. Glaive.
No.
Look at Gore's Vor stat block real quick. I'll look at Glaives as well.
So the items by default are not, but Gore's Vor I think is specifically versatile and finesse.
Okay, you have that in the weapon
That's
properties.
what I have written down. Yeah.
Okay, versatile. Does it have a dice listed for its versatile dice?
If anything, it's usually just a die size increase by 1.
Right.
So it's currently a D12. Let's make it a D10 instead.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not saying that property. When I get to my notes at home, I can investigate that.
Do you not have it in your notes, Ben, that it's versatile?
Here, I've just searched our DMs for your actual stats. Yeah,
Oh,
you
so
have
it's-
versatile 1d10, 1d12.
Got it. 1d10 it is. Great.
So defensive stance while hanging out?
Yep.
Cool.
Very nice. Okay. Is that it for you, Telkar?
That is it for me, Telkar.
Okay. The other harpoon is going to be spending its action to reload. The other harpoon is going to be reeling in.
Nice.
So, Dan is going to be rolling me a strength saving throw.
He doesn't get a +5 bonus from me.
Good to know. Thank you. Okay, Dan is resisting. Okay. At initiative 1, something fun happens.
Oh, good.
Layer action. You're out in Dandan's waters. As you hear many of the Ashigaru exclaiming as they glance over the railing, I am going to be rolling a D8. 6. Cool.
What happened?
So 2 water fiends here, launching themselves up out of the water.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Water friends.
They're over here.
2 up here.
Hmm. So they don't even have to climb the ship. They just launch out of the water. I guess that makes sense, actually.
Okay,
And
more in the
2
back.
are going to appear at the prow
That's rude.
right
Oh,
here.
man.
Are they right on top of me? Oh no, they're over there. Oh no, they're over there.
Okay, I'll get
Oh, right there.
initiative for them.
Question. Are all of the Stormvard Kobold Hennen dead already?
All of them on the deck that you're aware of, yes.
Okay, so they're
And,
actually not relevant.
and the ones that are in special squad, like Anubrak. Okay, these guys get a plus
Hmm.
3 to their
Oh, I see.
initiative. They are at 11. After Draji.
Me for Woody?
Okay, there is the layer action. Okay, top of the round. Do we need to stop here?
Quickly, I noticed that this one's not dead and probably should be.
Where? No, it's part of a special squad.
Oh, that one is. Okay, I thought it was the quirk one over here. That was special. Never mind then.
Yeah, there's 2 kobolds alive on the deck.
Ah, thought it was just one. Okay, what are we looking on time, guys?
Ben?
Forgot to reveal Doran's initiative.
We should probably start wrapping up here.
Doran would have
Do
passed.
MVP.
Yeah, I noticed
what
that.
are the what do our steel tone friends doing?
Yeah, they didn't have a turn. Last
Yeah, they're chilling out. They've been instructed to guard this section of the deck until they receive
I don't
orders.
think Bale Nash has done anything either. Oh no, he enlarged.
Right,
Never mind,
yeah.
I'm lying.
He enlarged. He a big boy.
He'll probably run over here and start smashing these dudes since he's guarding the left. That'll be cool to watch. Yeah.
Okay, what were you saying, Ben? You keep going? No?
I think we should probably do MVP. I've got about 10 minutes tops.
All right. We're going to go ahead and call it there for today.
Nice. Oh, this is exciting.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
We're finally here, guys.
Now, as per par, someone will be working every Saturday for the next 8 weeks.
That's right.
And we will
Sounds
all
about
forget
right.
everything that has happened.
Either
Tyler,
that, or on the one weekend where we're available within those 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Ben's been dragged to a family outing.
Yeah, or someone gets sick.
I'll leave this map open for a bit so you guys can sort of consider your next actions. But yeah, let's talk MVP. Not a whole lot happened this session. Dante had some good role play and a lot of damage from the disintegration.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think I'm just going to preemptively say I think Dante gets the MVP, but a lot of other people did some
Dante
cool
gets the
things too.
MPV, guys.
But Ben, I will say, I beg you to be free a couple of days that we're on the trip, so that we can do more D&D while we're on the trip.
I think I can do that, but
I beg.
remind me what days
5th through 12th.
Man, I really wish that you could make it to that. That'd be so cool.
it would be.
Alas.
5th through 12th of November?
October.
October. Why did I think November? It's not October yet. I'm getting ahead of myself.
You good? So next month.
All right. Yeah, I think I can manage that.
Awesome.
Yay! Thank you, bud.
Okay.
All right.
Well, The resolution of the combat hasn't been decided yet, but even for initiating it, completing battle plans, all that glory, you guys are going to be getting 600 XP this session.
Woo!
Oh,
The 252 MVP. Let's go ahead and cast our votes here, 2 each. guys are about ready?
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah.
Ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, deploy.
Integration.
Cool.
The integration.
So that's 850 for Dante, 600 everybody else. Thanks for playing, everybody. If you need to go, no pressure. We'll leave this map open for just a bit. We can chill out.
Woo.
I will continue to fight the ocean until it learns its lesson.
Do it.
Oh,
Show that ocean.
that's great. Oh, this is gonna be so cool. This is gonna be so much better than the first time I ran a fight on a boat.
I think Dante gets it.
How many times we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Old man ocean.
Well, I think so long as Dandan isn't sinking, Raji's going to continue to poke out and just smack him in the face. Even with the disadvantage, she's going to try and do damage.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I don't know if you have that many better options.
Well,
All right, everybody
if
say
the-
goodbye recording.
By
why
recording,
recording?
By recording.
if the static went through, you probably